What's up, guys? So the gem insanity has happened after almost exactly 2 months here on Morpheus, with the anticipation of the new gem system coming out next month, supposedly in December. Wave lunarites and fire lunarites, but specifically wave lunarites, have been blowing up this last week, last couple days in particular. Prices have now skyrocketed up here to 86 silver for a single wave lunarite. And then also the superior wave lunarites have just blown up all the way up to 3 gold and 49 silver here. And these guys, they do actually sell around these values. This is insanity. And it's only gonna get worse unless Trion Worlds and Axel Games actually changes the drop rates and changes the a rate at which these guys come into the game and into the world. Superior wave lunarites and the fine ones, the ones even above those guys right there, the fine wave lunarites, those guys come out of coin purses at insanely low odds. It's like 1 every 1,000 coin purses. You can also get them out of the RNG cash shop boxes, and they have a pretty decent value in there. You get a couple of them. So we can see the fine wave lunarites are creeping up at around 15G each. And again, these guys, for every gem that you craft, you need 10 of them. So it's very, very expensive. And again, the reason these things go up so much is because of gemming. I mean, gemming, people are now starting to gem like crazy because gear is so easy to get. Gear is not really the stopping blocks anymore. Archeage is out there. People got tier 3, tier 4 obsidian, regrading, easier in 1.7. And now the final stage of the game pretty much is gemming up your gear and improving it as best you possibly can. So you got these guys, you got these move speed increase 1%. This is the tier 1 celerity gem. Then you have the tier 2 gems right here, a move speed 2% increase. And then you have all the way up at tier 3, which is what drives these prices insane. You can see 3% move speed increase, and it's priced here at 379 gold, and it does sell around those ranges. So these guys probably sell very actively around the 350 range. There's also another big one that is the impenetrable. It's for the shield. It increases your shield block rate. So impenetrable, you'll see you got your tier 1. It increases the shield block rate by 0.4%. And on a Divine Plus weapon, you have, I believe, 7 sockets there. And you fail quite a bit, so you're blowing up a lot of these things. With the introduction of the new system where you can combine 3 of these gems into making a better gem, a more enhanced gem that can't break everything, prices on these things are going to rise, and the anticipation is huge. I mean, people have been, just like I said, skyrocketing these prices. I've been actively selling these impenetrable ones at around 70 gold each, and I know for a fact they sell there because I've sold over 15 of these guys in the last week or so. Same thing with the celerity. I've sold those at 60G for the tier 2. Tier 3s, you can see they're up here at 500, almost 500 gold for a tier 3. Tier 3 gives you 2% increase in your shield block rate percent. And I don't know if they sell at that price, but I've seen faction people shouting here on Morpheus willing to buy these guys at 400 gold. So I do know for a fact that people will buy them at 400, probably even 450. 500, maybe not, but never know how people are spending their money. And a lot of money is being generated into the game, and these are the sinks. This is where it's going now, is it's going into the gems. The gem market is going to explode, and it has already exploded somewhat. When more and more people start trying to gem and start wanting to gem, because that's the only thing that's holding them back, they're either going to gem their gear or they're going to attempt to regrade and blow their gear up. So the other point on that is the regrade charms, the red ones, specifically the superior red regrade charms, have seen a huge spike in value. So 619 right here Over a week ago, these things were, 400 gold. And the crazy fact is there's only 3 on the market. I have sold personally a couple of these guys at 800 gold on Morpheus. So they do sell higher if there's no supply on the auction house. It's insane. And a lot of people that buy these things that for that high of a price, they're YOLOing and either quitting or, whatever. Moving on to a different game. Just trying their craziest luck on their weapon that they have. Or armor for whatever reason. But a lot of time it's the, YOLO or mythic or bust type of attitude. And they're just spending everything they have, either succeed and great, keep playing, or blow it up and quit. The fire lunarites also have seen a nice spike. You can see not as big because they're only used for kind of like little attack increases. So they're still slightly low compared to the wave. They're, 15, but there's not much on there. There's literally maybe a total of 300, and most of them right here are at 31. So there's 307. So if you exclude that, you got about 300 in there for under 20 silver, and that goes away really, really quick. The superior fire lunarites have jumped up to about 170 here. They do actively sell around this range again. I've seen them sell at that price. You can find them a little bit cheaper currently. People are still selling them and listing them for a gold and a little bit lower at different times of the day. So it's a great stock up price if you can get them for a gold or under. And you can see again, once again, there's very small supply in these. Again, you still need 10 of them to craft that gem. And then going up to the fine fire. Again, a slight increase, nothing dramatic yet. But they're creeping upwards. And again, you need 10 of these guys. There's only a total of, it looks like 30 or 40 of these guys on the entire auction house. So crafting a couple, just 1 or 2 of those tier 3 lunagems will kind of blow out and take away all the supply on the auction house. So unless, people have stockpiled quite a bit of these guys from, previous times, there's not many lunarites out in the world. And that's because the drop rates are so low in the coin purses. And a lot of people, especially on Morpheus, are kind of disregarding coin purse farming because coin purse farming is only around a 4 to 6 silver per labor point. And it's just not really worthwhile right now. As again, these prices do rise and they keep going higher and higher. This is going to make coin purse farming a lot better vocation. You're going to get more silver per labor out of coin purse farming. And, it may actually push coin purse farming up to that 10 silver per labor point. That's a kind of a nice price point where a lot of people kind of start doing it. But until then, I don't see anything in the near future. I don't think that XL Games has the foresight into predicting how expensive these things are. Because even on the Korean server, when the Rift came out, the Orsolana Rift came out, I've talked to a couple Korean players, and the only thing that they actually do it for, because the gear there sucks, the gear is just trash, Ephraim status gear, they do it for just the tier 3 lunagem drops, because I guess there's pretty good tier 3 lunagem drops over there. So you got some guys that are farming that Rift only solely for the purpose of getting the tier 3 lunagems, the fine fire lunarite, the wave lunarites, the fine wave lunarites, and they do that because those lunarites over in the Korean servers are very, very expensive, upward to 50 gold per. So even on some of the old legacy servers, you do see fine fire lunarite very high. You see fine wave lunarite very high as well. So Morpheus and Rangora are still in the golden period. You can still buy these guys. These are all still very cheap. This is a good investment. This is something that will jump up very, very high, especially in December. The only caveat that it will not increase that dramatically is if they kind of flood the market and just give out crazy amount of lunarites in either a RNG box or increase the drop rate on the coin purse farming. Because if they increase the drop rate in the coin purse farming, then prices kind of will stabilize and go down maybe a little bit. If they do a temporary fix and do it as an event prize or put it in a cash shop box, that's again only a temporary fix. So prices will decrease a little bit, but then they're going to jump back way up because again, you can't really get them in game. It's so hard to find these guys in game, and it would take you a lot of labor, a lot of time, the next cash shop box that's going to have these guys, that's going to come out, is the Black Dark Pegasus. So it's supposed to come out sometime in December. At that time, when the Black Pegasus comes out, it's supposed to be a loyalty item, just like the White Pegasus, and a cash shop box. So you should expect to see in December, when that new RNG box comes out, when they remove the Striped Death Supply box, which is a brand new box. So it's about 4 or 5 weeks away, because they remove these boxes around every 4 to 6 weeks, depending on. When they remove this box, that will be the Black Pegasus, the Dark Pegasus box, and then, you're going to get a surplus of these lunarites coming back into the game. But that's the next big cash shop box that we can anticipate. They do not drop out of the costume cash shop boxes at all, so you're not going to see any lunarites coming out there. The cash shop box here should be replaced very, very soon, either this week or next week, for replacing this with a new costume on here. And this is going to have some regrade scrolls, so you should see the price of armor and weapon regrade scrolls dropping just a little bit as they introduce a new RNG cash shop box there. Anyway, guys, so summary of the whole thing: lunarites are going to go up. Invest in these things. If you have them already, great. You followed my advice. We talked about this as the server launched 2 months ago. These things were insanely cheap. Now they've already jumped up dramatically. 5 times increase in some cases, maybe even more slightly, and it's going to go up higher. So these guys are still a great investment. Grab these things before they are, 50G for the fine wave lunarite, 15-20G for the, superior waves constantly, even higher possibly, 15G for the fine and superior fire lunarites, and even the basic ones. The basic ones probably will get up to like almost a gold. As you can see, they're at 80 right now. I wouldn't recommend buying these, the basic wave ones, but the basic fire ones, those guys are still a steal at 13 and 15 silver. I would recommend grabbing those guys because I think they'll probably set around 1 gold here as a solid price for these basic tier 1 lunagems.